Here in town.
Oh, here we go.
Yo,
Here we go.
mm,
Here we go. Let's go. Shave it around.
with
We got
with
some more
Mr. Mitchell
brew.
in
Let's
the
go. Let's
house.
go. Digital
Let's
dealer
go. Let's go with the
2023.
flow.
Let's brew. See you in a minute.
See ya.
What's going on, car guys and car
Car
gals?
gals.
It's Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
And it's Frelin Archer Subprime Hero. But hey, we do have something special. But I have somebody getting ready to come
we
in here.
have Troy
Spring over here. Come on over for 1 second.
Come
Before
on,
we
come
introduce
on,
what we
come
got,
on.
we got to get the man.
Come on in.
No, I appreciate that.
Let's take a picture.
But listen,
Oh,
we love him.
awesome.
You guys got to see this guy right here. The man, the myth, the legend. Guys, if you were here,
I'm in.
his
There
mastermind
he is
was
right there.
phenomenal.
Yep.
His mastermind was phenomenal, and we appreciate you for what you do for the industry. You know, if you have a great company, and the great company's doing great things, but the information and the way that you bring people together and dealers, man, I want to give you a quick shout out because I know that you just running in, and we do have an amazing guest we want to talk to. But I got to throw some love at you.
I'm not
real quick.
hijacking any of his time.
No, man, go out there and do your thing. But I just want to let you know, man, we appreciate
You guys
it.
rock. You guys rock.
We love you, brother.
Yeah, keep doing your thing.
Focus.
Keep rocking out. That's
Right,
right.
That's right. That's
Let's
right.
go.
He knows the motions, everybody, and we're going to go ahead and jump in the groove of this brew. We have a great opportunity to, for the first time, have on the show the one,
The only Josh Mitchell. That's right.
everybody.
Let's go.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. It's about daggone
It's
time
amazing.
we have had him on the show.
I've been running into this guy at all these events for so long. I've been watching him going from booth to booth. Everybody knows who you are. Everybody knows that because of what you do. You're out there constantly making this business better, and you're starting at your dealership, right? And I love that. But actually, you're starting with yourself. You're getting educated. You're learning things. And that's what a place like Digital Dealer is all about. To come here and get educated. They're trying to make a shift this year a little bit. I love what they're doing, getting the dealers more involved with the vendors and really about good things, not just about selling them things. And that's amazing. So what's been your feeling about Digital Dealer after this year?
You know, obviously Tampa's a little bit smaller just because
Sure,
it's in
absolutely.
Tampa. Vegas is its own little thing, but it's a little more intimate this year.
Absolutely.
Dealers are focused a little bit more. We're also on our heels a little bit because we're scared of what's going to happen. So coming here and really networking, talking to different people that are going through some of the same things. And there's some tools, obviously, there's things that scare us. AI, digital reselling, all those things that kind of scare us that we've been talking about, the buzzwords. But you have to be at the forefront of what's going on in our industry because it's going to change so rapidly.
Oh, no doubt.
And if you don't come to things like this, you don't network and talk to those people, you have no clue what's going on. Right? And so you're going to be kind of left behind. And so if you're going to want to move forward, you have to come to these things.
Amen to that. Because there's a wealth of information, wealth of knowledge, education, but perspectives more than anything. A wealth of perspectives from different dealers, different vendors from all over the country, all over the world in a lot of cases, to come in here and say, hey, we've never thought about it this way. Maybe, or you're doing it great, but what if you did this too? And that could change the game. I believe if I could find one more car deal, it pays itself out, right? If I could come to these events and find one way to help my dealership move one more piece of metal, it pays for itself. But at the end of the day, if you truly come here, like he is, collaborating with other dealers, learning what's going on so you can stay on the forefront, you're going to sell a lot more than just one more deal. I promise you that.
Yes. And it's these friendships last forever.
Oh, dude.
And that's the thing. Like, if you ever come up across something that you may not have dealt with, you know, I've worked at large dealerships, and so you learn a lot of things when that happens. And so when you get to talk and network and get to have that phone call with somebody, when you get that moment where you're like, wait a minute, Brad will know what to do.
Right.
So it helps out with that. So.
And Josh is a great connector. So he's, like Fred said earlier, there's not too many people that don't recognize him, whether it's the nice blazer or it's just the tall
6'4".
stature, right? We get to see him. He's a walking billboard for what it means to be brewing solutions inside of the industry. Now, Josh, you're seeing all of these solutions come together, and like you said, it's a little more intimate. So to set the tone, leaving here with all of the knowledge, all of the information, what is the message that you're kind of feeling everybody leaving here with as far as the hope for the future? Because there's a lot of black clouds, somebody we see out in the horizon, but none of that is ever going to be what makes us advance forward, is being scared of the black clouds and saying, well, what do we do to keep our ship going no matter what? And the mindset that we need to have to do that. You guys have an incredible culture where you are. Not everybody has that. You guys are a staple for that. And what do you say to the dealers that are coming here, have the solutions, but know that, man, there's some bad news bugs in the ears of some of the people. They're trying to bring all the great news. What do you say to them?
There's always bad news.
That's right. Come on.
Tell me.
Like
That's true.
we're always going through something. If it's an election cycle or wars and interest rates and supply chain, COVID,
Weather change, even, right?
Weather
I mean,
change.
all that
there's
stuff.
always change. It doesn't matter what's going on around you. It's what you focus to really build in your dealership.
I love that.
Community. I don't care what the zip code is. I don't care that you're in the middle of a cornfield. Like our dealership's in the middle of a cornfield.
Yeah.
We outsell a lot of the San Antonio dealerships, so it doesn't matter where you're at.
Right.
Yep.
And so get that out of your head. That it's all about location. Remember, Dan Chevrolet, where I cut my teeth at.
That's right.
You know about y'all.
It's a city of 10,000 people.
Yep.
And so you have to get out of that mindset and just push forward. You're in a small town, like big technology works. As long as you put it in a way that your consumers can understand it, your sales staff and community that's going to be doing this can understand it, you're going to do better. And so don't worry. Just push forward.
I love that. That's some great.
That's the biggest thing about our industry is don't be scared. Because yes, we're in uncharted territory. Don't be scared to go.
Oh,
Because if you don't, if you're frozen,
and you're going to be frozen.
You're frozen.
You're not going anywhere.
You're not going anywhere.
That's right.
Oh man,
right.
That's some great advice for anybody out there. I mean, honestly, that's great life advice. Whether you're in the industry, whether you're in life, whether you're in college and high school, if you're looking to, if you're in the military, it doesn't matter. If you're whatever it is, do that. Quit being scared. Be forward thinking. Go after things. If you want to learn. Don't say, oh, things don't just land in your lap. You got to put the work behind it, man.
Yes.
That's something I know that you do. Before this interview, you and I talked about traveling a lot and how you've had to go around the country and how you kind of like for your family. It was kind of like, well, it was great because you taught your kids to be independent, go after their dreams, but then now they're going after their dreams and they're gone. So you're like, oh my gosh. But that's a beautiful thing, right? But that's what we want. We want to encourage all you all out there to go after your dreams. Don't just think that you're locked down, and don't let your view be so blinded. I mean, you want to be focused, but not so focused that you miss out on all the great things that you can do and maybe the opportunities that might be right there just to the left of you. Sometimes you have to go a little left to be able to get right back, right? So,
and my biggest thing is enjoy the process.
oh, there you go.
Yes.
While you're on this ride, and it can be a bumpy ride, there's amazing things that are going to happen. Even during the difficult times, you'll look back on the growth that happened to you. And so just because you're going through a hard time or just because you're going through an amazing time, like there's that amazing saying by Tom Hanks, that this too shall pass.
Yes.
So no matter how great it is, this too shall pass.
Amen to
No
that.
matter how bad it is, this too shall pass. So just enjoy it. Enjoy the process, enjoy the moment, enjoy the struggle,
Yes.
enjoy the hustle.
Yes.
Because at the end, when you look back at it, if you don't enjoy it, you'll be like, man,
Why did
I missed so many different opportunities because I did not reflect and make sure that I was enjoying this.
And that's wisdom, that's knowledge, that's Mike dropping good gems action right there, folks. And you fused a few things together there. There's a lot that kind of connects in those different dots. But again, you all have a culture that's second to none. You all have your culture. You have come from places that have culture. I think a lot of that would actually follow the people that's ringleading a lot of the stuff going on. Now, seeing that culture come together, seeing everybody kind of deal with Okay, we got to deal with distractions. We got to deal with storms. Yeah, we totally understand that. What is it that you see happening inside of those stores, inside of the culture, that you keep cultivating that? What do you see happening as there's more and more people that are wanting to have things their way? What are you seeing happening to us shifting to the process that we provide for the consumer that is kind of not stuck in their ways either? They're trying to figure out how to buy everything again, whether it's toilet paper, right, or it's a car. They're learning how to redo it and learning the different options. And being the leaders that you are in industry, how do you make sure that you keep a culture that's saying, you know what, let's keep adjusting ourselves to the consumer? What do you say
And
to
I
people
think,
looking for that?
that was my biggest fear going into COVID and while we were dealing with, digital retail kind of got its thing. Like if you were a forefront that talked about doing, going and taking the customer to the car and trying to do it as clean as we possibly can outside of the dealership, because a lot of us had to do that. And my biggest fear was we went backwards when we had the inventory, and it's like we had to come by it.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's making sure that your employees have an amazing experience. Okay, that is, if you want an amazing consumer experience, your employees have to have an amazing experience at work. And I know that's not like mind blowing because,
but it's so true.
but it's so true.
But it's so rarely even done.
Correct.
They think about it and they even talk about it, but are they actually applying it?
Yes.
That's the problem.
And so going into this, like obviously we want to attract the younger talent and people who want to get our industry that normally wouldn't, and so you have to get away from, yes, you're going to have people that want to work 70, 80, 90 hours. That's a culture of, there's certain people that want to do that.
Yeah.
But you have this whole shift of people that want to get into the industry that want to put their time in, want to have a good culture, want to have a good experience, make a little bit of money, and go on vacation and enjoy their money.
Yes.
And we have to make sure that we are recruiting those people and creating an environment where they can do this, where it's not all about work.
Right. Oh, man.
It's all great to build, amazing things, and there's a lot of work involved in that. Not everybody wants that.
Right.
And so you have to be everything to everybody. And so giving them the opportunity to have a career in automotive and not kill themselves.
Right.
In automotive.
Have a life.
I know.
Right.
And it even goes with your managers. Mm-hmm. One of the great things at our store is we have 3-day weekends once a month. So it allows us to we do work 60 hours a week, and I'm a grinder. I go. Mm-hmm. But it allows me to reconnect, reset, and be refreshed so I can be there for my team. And that's the same with your sales staff. They need to be able to reflect and reconnect and kind of reset their clock.
I got to ask a question about that. How long have you been doing that now?
So we've been doing that for about probably a year and a half, 2 years.
What's been the results from doing that with your staff?
It's one of those things, like some managers, because it is foreign.
Yes.
Because a lot of us
I can see the
kickback.
Business. I can see the kickback.
Like, no, it's like grind till you're dead.
That's the way
we'll move you. And so it's been difficult for them to kind of figure out, but we have longevity employees. We don't have a lot of turnover.
Bingo.
Boom.
We have refreshed,
fresh legs always on the court. Heck yeah.
And the thing about this is that if you allow them to do that, because if you allow them to have time off and do their thing, they're going to give you more. And then you're going to be able to, then they can reset.
That's right. We have zombies there for 30 days, every month, ding the dong, that just hate what they're doing. Only there because they have to provide a thing, that's the only why, instead of being like, because I love this company.
Can't wait to get to work.
Yeah. And dude, a 3-day weekend.
You're ready to get back to work. I mean, really, you're like, okay.
You're almost at the end. You're kind of like, man, I'm kind of feeling like missing something.
Hey, what's happening? What do we move today? Oh man, I should.
Right. So it's a blessing to do, and I think that's great that you guys have that in your culture. I think that's smart. I think that you guys are very forward thinking when it comes to the way your your employee experiences. We talk a lot about customer experience, but like you said at the very beginning, you want to give your customer a good experience, have your employees get a great experience, and then they pass that on. It's a trickle-down effect, my friends. It's the way it works. So if you want love, you got to give love. Exactly. Period.
setting that atmosphere, that's huge, because that's what is recognized by the customer. I am in a good place. They like each other. They get along, right?
Yeah.
He likes going to see his boss. He's not petrified of his boss. You know, we used to, man, I'm so scared to talk to my boss about what you're wanting as the customer. How does your customer feel when you leave there, right? When you're like, oh my gosh, what is he going through? And then to hear you back there cracking up, right? What are they thinking? What could they be thinking when you set such a weird tone because you're not genuinely happy with where you are? And we talk, I mean, retention is a high, big buzzword around here, which it always is. We always want to keep retention, whether you're in the military, we want to keep people in, or you're in the auto industry, we want to keep our customers here. But the retention that we're convinced with that needs to be fused together, it's not just the customer, it's primarily the employee.
Yes.
Keeping your people from leaving is how you keep your people from leaving, right? When your customers are still connected to the person they built the relationship with, and you're still connected with them, guess what? You still got those customers in your bank. But when we teach our salespeople to build a relationship with their customer, guess what a lot of them did? That they built a relationship with their customer, and then if they left your store, well, guess what? Those relationships are still with them, right? But there's something that you all do that's different, and many others are doing it. We're trying to raise up solutionaries all across the world that are recognizing to develop their people. If you want to make an incredible team, develop the individual and be committed to that, and make sure that individual feels important, feels valued, feels like a contributor to the business, and then from there they're grafted in. There's no letting go, right?
No.
What do you all do to make sure you stay focused on individuals?
It's one of those things, just to go off of that, it's one of those things that if you create that experience, like your customers see it, and then we have customers that now are employees.
Yes, that's the best way to get them. Yeah, I love this place. How do I work here?
And so they see happy faces. Like all of a sudden they're like, I think I want this.
That's the biggest compliment. Can I get a job here? After they buy a
That's
car.
the best salesperson for a customer. I loved it so much here. Yeah, I work here now. I bought a car here.
And so and with the training and development, it's caring about people. I know, and sometimes I say the simplest things, but if you actually care about your employees, like genuinely care about them, not that they're just somebody who's going to sell a car for you and make money. Right. That's the byproduct.
That's right. That's right.
Getting invested in your people and have the conversations of what they want. And it is my job as a leader. If you tell me that this is the steps and I want to be eventually in your seat, my job as a leader is to get you in that seat. Because I can't go anywhere if I can't train anybody to get in my seat.
It's facts.
And so having that conversation, building that relationship, that they can come to you when it's not the greatest conversation. And you've built the relationship with them that when you need to have that difficult conversation with them, like they feel like they let you down. And so when you develop that guy, having that relationship, your culture is so much better. You don't have to, there's no yelling and screaming like 1995 in the car business. And you get to push them beyond what they thought.
Right.
Because if you have employees that you've hired, you obviously saw something in them other than a pulse, and they fogged a mirror. I hope that was more than what you saw.
Right. And so many times the employee doesn't know that you even care for them.
Yeah.
And let's be real. Sometimes we're harder. Sometimes we're not trying. We're trying to say how much we appreciate you, bro, and all the warm and gushy stuff, right? Sometimes we don't articulate our appreciation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that doesn't mean we don't. Right, but so many times it's not until after that person leaves and we don't have them around anymore. Man, we should have told them how much we loved it here. We should have told them how much this place was better with them until they left. We didn't want to say anything. But instead, if we're intentional, if leaders, you're intentional about letting people know that you appreciate them, you just might keep some people, right? Just by just saying, hey, bro, I appreciate you. Great job.
And that I think what goes along with that is, we do one-on-ones and evaluations with our employees. But when was the last time you had them evaluate you? And I know that's going to be gut-wrenching for you because sometimes they're going to tell you the truth. But when you do that, you find out your weaknesses and the things that you need to work on, and it's your job to then do that. One of mine was I didn't give the attaboys all the time. I didn't even realize it until I did that a few years ago that I didn't get a lot of attaboys.
Right. No, we didn't.
And
they might say, good, nice clothes. That's it. That's about it.
And now it's something simple. It could be a simple text that says, "Great job on closing that deal. Great job on, you really pushed through every day today. I really appreciate you." It's a simple text.
Right.
It could mean the world.
Yes.
It makes all
And
the
so
difference.
just doing that. But I highly suggest anyone that's in a leadership role to get that self-evaluation to their employees and let them go. Let it be
No
blind.
repercussion.
No names on it. Let it be blind and really read it and take it to heart, because sometimes some of it is a little BS because they're going to be mean sometimes. But read through that. There's a lot of truth in there that you can build on being a better leader in such organizations.
It's the only way you can be.
Yeah.
You can't, you could look at yourself and put, oh, I'm doing great, but no, really asking the staff and getting a true census, right, of what's really happening. A blind one is the best way, guys. And if you do that, I promise you, you'll find ways, and don't take it to heart. Take it to heart, but take it as in here's a way for me to improve. And the beautiful thing is, folks, and as you all know, and Lou and I will tell everybody, and we'll preach it till the day we die, is that the biggest room in the world is the room for improvement. And all us managers fit inside that room, and we should all be sitting inside that room, sweeping inside that room, and asking people to be in that room with us. Because if we all do that and we all can acknowledge that about ourselves, we will get better. And it's an amazing thing. And when your staff sees you actually working on those things that they asked you to, hey, we need this and that, and they see the shift happen, oh my God, will they work even deeper for you? You want to talk about them being more even loyal? They'll stay forever. And then one day they'll be the leaders and they'll follow that example. So remember that. We are leading by example and they are watching us. So we got to make sure we do that. Man, this was a good one.
Josh, I want to see that survey. Like, I want to see what that survey
That's
looks
a great
like.
idea.
I'll throw that in, I'll get that out to you guys. So you can send it out.
We'll drop it in on this.
But listen, get after it, my friends. Love on that kind of stuff and be the type of leader that we need, everybody needs, is somebody that loves and cares and truly will go that extra mile and ask the questions and seek to understand.
Right.
So make sure you do
If
that.
you haven't done it so far to this point, well, folks, this is why we drop them F-bombs.
Speaking of F-bombs, right?
We make sure to wipe it off. Forgive. You can't fix yesterday. You're not going to change yesterday. You have no impact on yesterday. You can only sow seeds today that hopefully you get the chance to have fruit and squeeze from that fruit on another day. But today, you got to sow those seeds and you got to be forgiven, focusing, and flying so that we can keep growing. So, Josh, you got to help us out.
Join us,
we got to
brother.
do some Forgive, Focus, Fly, loud and proud. On 3, shout it out. 1, 2, 3.
Forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing, baby.
Keep
Woo!
growing.
That's
right.
right.
Now it's official.
You are in it, brother.
Awesome,
Certified
awesome.
solutionary,
So,
brother.
car guys, car gals, thank you so much for tuning in with us. We are live here at Digital Dealer 2023, having a great time closing out this great event and Brewing Solutions. As always, I am Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
Fred Lenart, subprime hero.
And you've been Brewing Solutions on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast with
the one, the only, Josh Mitchell.
That's right, everybody.
Woo.
We will see you later. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. We love you. We appreciate you. And we will see you soon. We're out.